Hey y'all, so in today's video, we are talking all things related to traveling with a family of 4 in the summer within the United States, and we are going from California all the way to the East Coast, New York and DC for the 4th of July. So let's go ahead and hop into this packing list. Another blooper. Hey y'all, so in this video, we are going to be breaking down my full packing list for a family of 4. It will be me, my husband, our 2 sons, 14 and 7 years of age, and we are actually going to be headed to DC first for a surprise for the kids. They don't know it yet. And we will be celebrating the 4th of July there. And then we're gonna head on a train through Amtrak. It's about a 3-hour train ride. We're gonna go into DC because I actually have work to do in DC. I'm hosting an event, but we're of course gonna explore the city. And so before we get into today's video, just wanted to introduce myself because we're about to spend a little time together. And so in our community here, we are focused on abundant lifestyle, from travel to motherhood to self-care and all the beautiful places that life is going to take us. And so if you are all up for exploring and enjoying life, then make sure that you join our family, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and like this video. So let's go ahead and hop into it. Hey, great day y'all. So what I am going to be doing is using my Notion board that I have created a list of packing items for me and mostly my youngest son. What we do in our household is that my husband connects with our 14-year-old because he's in his own designer swag era where he is just figuring out what he likes to wear. And of course, when we go to New York and DC, it is the summer, it is going to be hot, it is going to be muggy, it might even rain. And so what I'm going to be doing for you today is breaking down what I am going to be bringing over the course of 2 different states for 3 different types of exploration and events per se. I'm also going to give you a rundown of what I bring for my youngest son, because typically with the littles, we have to bring a little bit more. And then I'm going to give you a capsule shot of what my husband and my eldest son is bringing. And then we are going to wrap up this video by me doing a montage video of you actually seeing me use a new gadget that I got on Amazon to shrink our clothes into those clear bags. And we are going to see if we can pack small enough so that we can have room to bring stuff back. So let's go ahead and hop onto this Notion board. So what I'm gonna do, which is why I'm kind of sitting over to the left, is I am going to pop up every section of the Notion board on the screen. That way you can follow along. If you plan on traveling either during the summer, whether it is from state to state, whether you are going somewhere special. I know we go to Disneyland a lot in California. We also go to Disney World quite a bit. We go to Disney Alani quite a bit in Hawaii. At the end of the day, if you're traveling during the summer, for the most part, outside of the beach, the clothing is pretty much the same if you're going to pretty hot and dry places, okay? So let's go ahead and hop into it. So we will be traveling for a total of 6 days, or 6 nights, 7 days, but traveling from the West Coast to East Coast, we do run into like issues of time zone difference, meaning we lose 3 hours. Therefore, when we're going, we always say the first day is a wrap. Okay, so what my Notion board looks like, it's like this. And what I do is I divide it up per person, and then I divide it up by category. Now, what I have started doing is using AI, ChatGPT, and I will say, hey, can you break down categorically for me and my son? I'm also traveling for work. We're also doing some city exploring. Can you jot down categorically and maybe even clothing wise, what are some good things that you want to remember what are some things that you want me to remember so that I can make sure that I pack it? And so first things first, I always take care of myself first because it gives me reminders for my kids. And so we're going to first pop up my packing list right here. So my packing list is typically organized by the day of the week. And then especially if I'm traveling for work, I will put something in parentheses that indicates what I should be packing, especially for outfit purposes. And so for example, if we chunk it up, on Wednesday, that is technically our travel day. So on travel day for myself, I typically wear something very comfortable. I wear comfortable tennis shoes, make sure I wear socks. I put on typically a sweatsuit, maybe like a hoodie like this, but I have learned that even if it is cold outside, maybe put that in my carry-on suitcase that I put above in the compartment. And I keep one of these sweaters on that are ideally zip up. I know I'm saying ideally a lot, but I put on a zip up version because I want to be able to take it off if the cabin gets warm. I do not want to be tussling around if I have to take something off my head and then constantly put it back on, especially when the air conditioner comes back on the plane, you know, when you're kind of sitting there. So on Wednesday is our travel day, and I'm going to wear what is called a soft line Fashion Nova top and bottom, and my white Nikes, and a very thin hoodie because it is summer season, but I do tend to get cold when I'm sitting on a plane. And so that's pretty much what I'm gonna wear the full day, but I do have a extra pair of shorts to bring, which is not on this list, but I have packed it just in case we wanna go walk around and I'm extremely hot or I just wanna take off the pants, okay? So then we move to Thursday. That is more of our exploration date. So I'll pop that up here. And so with my exploration date, I'm going to wear black shorts, pink, this queen shirt that I bought from Fashion Nova, and also some black cushion, my Dior sandals. Now on Friday it is 4th of July. And so I have packed some blue shorts. I bought a USA shirt from Fashion Nova as well, and then I'm also gonna wear my white Nikes. So what you will also notice me say is that I'm gonna take and wear almost the same pair of tennis shoes over and over. Now again, we're condensing our luggage because I do have to travel to 2 different states. I don't like to travel with a lot of luggage on those Amtrak trains. Now, we did purchase the first class seats, which means that we get to select our seat. We've done the train before and we've had no problem finding a seat, but sometimes it does take you a while, especially when you have a larger party. And typically when we're traveling, we go with 3 up to 5 people. And if you do coach, the coach seats are wonderful, but if you're traveling with luggage, not just a backpack, you may have a seat that is actually not next to your luggage, which means that when you stop, you have to probably get up a little bit early and go through the carts. We had to walk through 2 carts because at one point we just needed to put our luggage up because there was no luggage room. And big size luggage, like 29 inches, you have to put it in the middle of the carts, not at the top. It will not fit. So we're keeping that in mind, which is why even though it's 4 of us, we're definitely only taking 3 suitcases. But again, we may not even have taken that many if I did not have to work. So 4th of July, we're all going to be festive. Everybody's going to have on some type of 4th of July t-shirt, some type of blue jeans. I think my husband, eldest son, and youngest son all have blue jeans. My husband and eldest son have like the stars on their jeans from like Fashion Nova. Whatever I can find that is still available, I will definitely link it back up because odds are when you're seeing this video, it will be post 4th of July, but you still may like the shorts, okay? All right, so now we're moving into Saturday. So Saturday is a little bit different because that's when we get on the train. So on that day, my goal, because we're leaving around 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm just going to wear what I want to wear off the train because typically when you go, you can't check into your hotel room right away. So with that in mind and me having the possibility of putting our luggage in the concierge luggage area, I want to have on what I want to walk around in the city, probably minus my sweater that I can throw on my backpack and give it to them until we're able to check in. So I'm going to wear like some pink shorts. I got all of my shorts last summer from Costco and Sam's Club. Whichever one covers or has like the 7 jean shorts, those fit really well. And ladies, for my curvy ladies, they are stretchy. So I don't think they're online, but I have seen them in the Costco when I go and they have all different colors. And so don't sleep on Costco. Shorts are like $12 to $19 and that is a win, okay? So I'm gonna wear my pink shorts. I have a gray, I got it from like that JD Sports store. It's like a gray hood rich top. It's a cute little top. It's gray, white, and pink. And so I'm gonna wear that t-shirt with the matching hoodie to go with it. And again, my white Nikes and probably some white or pink socks. Now on Sunday, we are going to be back to exploring the city because now we're in New York, okay? So that day, our goal is, I mean, we went to New York last summer with the kids. So I don't really feel the need to be extra touristy. I do know we want to take the kids school shopping. We're going to walk around Soho, Macy's, the Times Square area. My husband will also have the kids on the 2 days that I have to work, pretty much from 8 to 5. And so he's probably gonna save the school shopping for those days to give them something to do. But while I'm with them, we wanna go eat at some nice restaurants. We wanna go do brunch somewhere. We just wanna do New York experiences that we have not done in the past, primarily because even though we have been to New York a lot, like that used to be our annual trip outside of Walt Disney World. And what I've realized is we primarily had someone there with us who had never been. So we showed them around as though we're from there. Therefore, we did not go what I would consider off the grid. So I want to go off the grid a little bit and just explore a little bit more so that our kids can see beyond the historical sites. So that is Sunday. And again, I'm going to have on blue shorts, a t-shirt, and some black sandals. Now, on my list, if you do see a shopping cart, that simply means that I had to purchase it. At this point, I've already ordered it. It's already here. It's already halfway packed. But when I'm making this list, I do an inventory of what I don't have, and then I will shop for it after, just so that I'm not buying stuff I don't need. So then we go into something pretty simple, which is my work schedule. So on Monday and Tuesday, I do work. My team member, she's gonna fly out there on Sunday afternoon. We'll probably grab dinner, and then we probably gotta turn in a little bit early because my event setup is around 8 o'clock. The event starts at 9 o'clock on Monday. So my clients are gonna be coming out, and on those days, I was going back and forth of like wearing a dress, and then I thought to myself, that requires certain types of shoes. It's hot, I wanna wear sandals, so why don't I just wear some jeans, blazer, and a cute graphic tee that I can take the blazer off and still walk around and still be nice, presentable, and still be me without feeling the need that I have to dress up. At this event, it's very intimate. We're not having like a photographer, a videographer. We are getting our hands dirty, and I'm helping people build out their businesses in the room. And so I've worn jeans and blazers to my events before, and honestly, they're very, very comfortable. And I don't have to change clothes if I don't want to walk around the city, you know, in New York with sandals on and things like that when we do excursions or activities or dinner after my event. So with that said, on Monday, I'm going to be wearing some Fashion Nova white jeans. I did have like 3 pair in my closet, so I went ahead and used some of those. I did order some jeans from Fashion Nova. They were too small, so I had to send them back. I'm going to wear a white blazer that I have downstairs. I also got that from Fashion Nova. And then I'm going to wear this goat black and red t-shirt. It is fire, also from Fashion Nova. I did buy that. And then I am going to wear my Gucci tennis shoes and, you know, have my accessories with my belt. So on Tuesday, it's very similar. It's just I'm going to swap the color. So I'm going to wear black jeans on that day. I did purchase a tan or brown and a blue shirt from Amazon. I do actually need to try them on today. I will probably take both, but I do need to honestly figure out which one I would prefer to wear because it's going to match. Either way, it's gonna match the shoes that I have. So either it's going to go with my tennis shoes that I'm gonna bring, not my walking shoes, but some other shoes, or it's gonna go with my sandals. Either way, I'm covered, but my goal is to only take 3 pair of shoes plus my regular flip-flops to walk around the room. And then of course my accessories. So then that leaves me with Tuesday night. So on Tuesday night, we actually travel home. Now, honestly, it is not ideal that I travel home on the night of the event. However, that was the best flight option considering when we come home, we're going to be headed to another destination. And so I wanted us to have a breathing room for about 5 to 6 days, literally I think 5, where we can recalibrate, wash, and then pack again to leave again in less than a week. And so my travel home gear is gonna be pretty simple. I'll more than likely get dressed either at the venue space or at the hotel. It really depends on how we're doing with time with pickup. But I'm gonna be wearing a black shirt and like a graphic tee, some black tights, like some yoga pants, put on my same tennis shoes, put on my gray hoodie I had on the other day on the train, and call it a day. So those are all of my breakdown of my clothes and the days. And what really helps, if you are a visual person, is at least when you're spreading your clothes out on the bed, maybe even get a sticky note. I know I've seen this a lot with girlies online. I'm not very detailed with the sticky note, but I will put like, okay, this is what I'm wearing, and I will line them up in order. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, just so I can visually see that I have everything, because the list is cool and you can pull things out of your drawer, not your closet, and place it on the bed. But I need to see my stuff placed in outfits so that I can make sure I'm not missing anything, especially basic stuff, ladies, like, and even gentlemen and my son. I told him to put his clothes out and he forgot his belt. And I had just told him, don't forget your belt. He said, I'm not gonna forget my belt. but before they left today, because they went and got their haircut, I said, hey, put your belt out. And he was like, oh man, I almost forgot it. Okay, so this is why we want to lay out our clothes, okay? So beyond my regular list, I do have like a list of other clothes. So this is where I put, for example, my undergarments, my socks, how many pair of pajamas I want to bring, my flip-flops, and you know, anything else that I want to bring, like shapewear and things like that. Now, the next section is more so in order of how I apply it. It is my makeup. So for my makeup, I use a lot of Fenty products. And so I have things like my foundation stick, because I no longer use the liquid. It's just a foundation stick. I have it on right now. It flows on really good to my skin. I may have to buy a new one when I get out there to DC or New York, but at the end of the day, it's what I wear. My concealer is Fenty. My eyebrow pencil and shaper, I actually just ordered a new one, like the e.l.f. brand on Amazon. I actually purchased, after making this list, so it isn't a shopping cart next to it, but I did purchase a new powder brush, blush brush, it's a tongue twister, eyeshadow brush, and then like I have my setting spray, and then I also have just my actual items itself, like my actual blush, my mascara, and my eyeshadow. So what helps is if I pack them accordingly to how I put them on. That way I make sure that I don't miss anything. All right, the next category is my hair. So clearly I have crochet braids. So what I am packing is very minimal. Edge control, detangler, conditioner, but my husband is on a run right now with the kids to go to Walmart. So I did tell him to see if he can find me the small bottle of mousse. And if he can take that, I'll still take the detangler, but mousse would just work better. I will take some clips right now. The person who did my hair put it in a cute little ponytail. I'm gonna really try to keep this ponytail, but if I'm not feeling the style and I wanna just pull the ponytail down and kind of like put it right here, sometimes it is in my face. So because it's hot, I might leave it like this, but just in case, I usually get a clip. My hair is like down with like a part right here, and I will go like this. But I really don't like clipping it back because I don't like the style of the clip back, but I will bring a clip or two just in case. I will also bring additional scrunchies to put on my hair because this is a rubber band. Of course, I bring my night bonnet long enough to capture all of these crochet braids. And then of course, a shower cap is really key, okay? So then I do this one in order too. My toiletries. So my toiletries list is a little long, and it's because I prefer to walk through my weekly routine. I don't want to run out of anything. I've been out of town way too many times where I will have to run to the store, and then sometimes they don't have the brand. I have sensitive skin. I'm not trying to play all these games. And so I created my own list, and some of these things, again, I've already purchased. And so we already purchased our body wash. I do Shea Moisture, so I've already filled up the small containers that you'll see us pretty much pack at the end with me and my son. And then my husband and son are gonna use Bath and Body Works, one of the men's line. So we'll basically be taking 2 each, but they're gonna take their whole bottle. I have my woman's wash. I have my body sponge. Now, we did purchase for like $3, I think at Ross or Marshall's when we were at the outlet mall one day. You know when you're in the checkout line and they have all these things that you probably shouldn't buy. So it was 4 of them, and I just felt like it was calling my name, and I said, hey, we have a trip coming up. So why not just buy the 4, and then we can use the 4 for both trips. They're already in a container. You know, when we shower at night the day before we leave, we'll typically let them air dry. Therefore, we can put them back in the pack. I'll make sure when I get home, and please do this. Make sure if you're gonna use a sponge again, like back to back, unless you're gonna trash it or put it in your shower, air them out. They reek if you let them sit in a plastic bag. So either get one for $1 and throw it away when you leave your space. For us, we're traveling to 2 destinations back to back, so I just rather get the regular size, not those small bitty ones, because that don't do much for me. And so we have our body sponge. Now, I am also a real big advocate of taking my own towels, not just for cleanliness, but also as a woman. And also just the mix of being in a room with 3 other people. Towels get mixed up, especially with boys, kids. I'm good. And so I will pack me 2 big towels, 2 to 3 small towels, and I'll still have my sponge. And then I also pack my son, the youngest one, a set of towels for him as well. Now, my husband and my eldest son do have their own set of towels. I went to IKEA, and if I can find them online, I will link them up right here. I'll try, but They were about $2. They come in all different colors. And so last year when we went to Hawaii, I decided to get all of us a set. And when we went to Jamaica, actually, I took all 3 of ours. And I guess my husband didn't know that I packed his because it was just 3 of us that went, not the eldest son. He was in school while my youngest son was out of school because they have 2 different school schedules. So my husband didn't know that I bought all of his towels, and he just kept asking for more towels. And I'm like, your towels are right here. And so he never used them. And then every trip after that, I would just say, hey, do you want to pack your towels? And he would just be like, eh. And so I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna pack me and the youngest son's towels and go about my way, because it's just nice and refreshing to be able to walk in a bathroom and know which towel is yours and not try to figure out where did you last put your towel. Again, don't have time for that, okay? So beyond the face towels, I typically will bring a razor with like the detachable head. Of course, we have the lotion, the deodorant, the body spray. I do have a travel size. I do have travel size perfume as well. I do not bring my own bottles. And then basic stuff like toothbrush, toothpaste, mouthwash, and flossers. Again, these are things that honestly, I've been living out of my toiletry bag since Sunday. I already packed everything that I'm not going to use throughout the week, especially like the soap. I already have the bigger soap in my shower, but things like my makeup, I just have it sitting on the counter. It looks messy, but our goal is once everything is packed up, what we will do, because odds are I'm not gonna put makeup on in the morning. If I do, it's gonna be super light. I mean, this is technically light. I don't do the whole put 5 versions of makeup on my face. That's just not me, unless I have a photo shoot. Then I will get my makeup done, or an event, but like a conference, not the event I'm going to. But outside of that, I keep it very minimal. It takes me legit, if I'm not talking, I'm not doing anything else, it will take me legit 7 minutes to do my makeup, okay? And so that pretty much wraps up my toiletries. And then for my face, which is another level of toiletries, I do have my Fenty face wash. I have my the clean, dry face towels. I do just pack 7 of them in a baggie. I don't typically overpack those because I'm the only one using them. I have my daily moisturizer, night moisturizer, makeup removal wipes that I buy from the travel section, so I don't have to take the bigger pack. And then I also am just going to take my eye mask just in case I feel tired, just in case I start feeling bags, or I just honestly want to feel refreshed. Then I'm gonna take the eye mask just to have. And then some miscellaneous toiletries, again, because in a regular hotel room, there is no shared, like separate bathroom. So I'm going to take, if you know, those wipes. We are going to take spray, Bath and Body Works. We are going to take hand sanitizer, all kind of sanitizing wipes. I got 2 packs. They will stay in my backpack or in my purse, okay? Then I'm going to take the vitamins. I do Ritual vitamins, and then I will be taking a pair of scissors. I cannot tell you how many times in the past that I needed scissors. So let me tell y'all a little funny story. So back in the day when your girl wasn't buying like, all the way human hair, and I was in college and I was just trying to get my hair done, I got some crinkly hair, but it wasn't crochet braids. I wasn't given any instruction that when you get in chlorine water, it might mat up. Say what? So got my hair done, went to Orlando, Florida. My mom has a timeshare. This is before we start staying on property at Disney or having a DVC membership, like Vacation Club. And I just jumped in the pool at the Marriott. No shade on the Marriott, it's good. We still stay there, especially if we go twice a year. We will do 1 stay at the Disney Vacation Club. We will do 1 stay at the Marriott, or we may mix the 2 because we want to maximize our points to go to Alani. So what I did is I hopped in the pool, didn't have no scissors. This is a timeshare. So they're not giving you their scissors to take it back to your room, and I'm about to sit in the lobby to cut out my hair. So I had to have somebody who traveled with me to cut my hair out with a knife. And in the room, they ain't got no real knives anyway. So it was horrific. After that trip, and I was 20, 21 years old. After that trip, I never traveled without scissors. I'm talking from needing to cut something off your clothes, a tag, you just don't want to depend on, I'm just gonna do this. Now, keep in mind, they have TSA approved scissors, and then they have scissors that need to go on the bottom of the plane. The scissors that I buy are about that big, but they can cut everything. They're not the little do your eyebrow scissors, because that ain't cutting much of nothing but that little thin tag on your shirt. But I want real scissors because you never know when you're going to need it. So sidebar, just a random story, okay? So moving on into electronics. And so Electronics for me are personal and business. And so for business, pretty simple. I just walk myself through what am I going to be using for my event, or better yet, if you are going to be working from where you are, or maybe you just need your laptop to look up things because maybe you don't have an iPad or you prefer to just look on a laptop. Of course, go through how you use it. So laptop charger. For me, I need an HDMI adapter because I don't know if the Wi-Fi will be working. So I want to make sure, you know what? I don't even want to cast that on me. The Wi-Fi will be working, but I always take my HDMI cable because I don't know how they're going to connect it to the TV. I also will bring multiple phone chargers, but we do have the bases where you can do like 3 plugs at a time. I will be bringing my iPad charger, and I do download all the movies on all of our gadgets, typically the night before, because if you don't know how Netflix works, for example, when you download the movies, they will expire after a while. So I'm gonna go through my son's iPad when they get back home. I'm gonna make sure that my eldest son has some things queued up. My husband always has his YouTube podcast queued up. And I'm going to make sure that all of my gadgets have things that I want to watch, because sometimes I don't want to be on my iPad. I just want to maybe even be on my laptop and listen to an audio podcast. So I just need to make sure that I download it to my phone and not it's just saved, because it's not going to play unless you get the Wi-Fi on the airplane. So those are my work items. And then for my regular electronics, I will be taking the actual camera that I'm recording on right now, which is the Osmo Pocket 3. I love this camera. I have the Osmo Pocket 2. The screen was a bit small. I like the Osmo 3 because you can turn it horizontal and vertical, and the screen is bigger. I can actually see myself versus like pinching in like this. And so it feels really good to have. And so I'm going to be taking this with me, along with, I am going to take the external microphones just in case we want to talk at the event. I am thinking about taking a small tripod. I definitely want to take my pink ring light that can clip on top of my phone. The external hard drive, that is still questionable for me. I see people traveling with their hard drives all the time. I just feel like I have enough memory on this memory card and I bought a new one. I would just rather take my memory cards. Now I know that people do it for backup, so that is still questionable. I still may take it, but I sometimes feel like, well, at least I got my stuff backed up, at home, but I may still take it. That is still a question mark. So I did purchase the new SD card, 256 gigabytes. I am gonna take my Air Max, the big headphones. I also am going to take my Osmo little stand that is actually connected right now, the external battery part. And then I'm going to I purchased a new one, a portable charger. So we already have a pink one. I purchased a black one. And those will be the ones that I will be taking so that my husband can have one, especially in New York when he's with the kids. And then I can have one, not at my event because I can plug up my phone, but especially on those days where we're roaming around the city, we need to find the directions of where to walk. We're gonna be videotaping, taking pictures on our phone as well. So I always wanna make sure, and you should too, that you always have a backup battery and make sure that you charge it overnight so that it can be ready to go. All right, so I believe that wraps up my stuff outside of basic stuff like airplane supplies, like my blanket pillow little thing. So I have other things on here that is irrelevant to family travel. It is my event supplies. So now I'm just gonna give you an overview of what everybody else is taking, especially from the kids to the adults. So the way that I pack for my son is the same way I pack for myself. I take it day by day, but for him, outside of 4th of July, it's just really about, does he have outfits? So I prefer to pack in outfits. Some of them are matching sets. Most of the time, if it's not Hawaii or Disney, then I may have to match up the sets by me buying a lot of different color jean shorts. And I did a whole haul on all the summer clothes and vacation Hawaii clothes that we purchased that I'll link below as well. But for him, I just count how many outfits I need. So for Wednesday, I'm so sad. We purchased him a pilot costume. The pilot costume arrived because the old one is too old. He's had it for 3 years. And he likes to wear it, and he gets like special treatment when the pilot sees him. He gets to go into the cockpit. And granted, your child does not have to have an airplane costume on for you to go through the cockpit. You just gotta ask. But he gets invited VIP style. One time he went on the plane before we even went on the plane. And I was like, what? They gave him a whole trophy. I'm gonna see if I can link some footage up here while I'm talking. But it was a beautiful experience for him to have. And then he also talks on the mic and said like, fasten your seatbelts. It was so cool. And I just love feeding his dreams and his desires because he's a kid that loves uniform and he has a big dream mindset, which is awesome because I was that kid too, and I love it. So we got the pilot costume. Well, the one that we received, it had the little badge thing. I'm staring at the badge and I'm like, something don't look right. So I look a little closer, and sometimes you know how they have a fake picture of a kid and then they may have fake writing, but you can write over it. And I realized that this was somebody's real kid with a picture from Life Touch Studios. I used to work for Life Touch when I was in college, y'all. It is a photo studio that comes out to the schools, and they also used to be in Target and in JCPenney's. Hello. So I'm like, oh, this is somebody real like kid. And then he had his name on there, sketched out, messy handwriting. I said, oh, this ain't no ... You can write over it. This little boy name is Aaron. Okay, hey Aaron. So I told my son, if you don't take off that uniform, because I don't like it anyway. But that badge, I said, oh, these people wrap back up this uniform, act like it didn't belong to anyone else. We did not get a new one. You left the old badge in there and you wrapped it up and sealed it up like it was new. Decline. Send me a new one. So I did go to another store. Well, it got delayed. And it's not gonna be here until the day we leave, and we are leaving this house at 4:30 a.m. in the morning, Pacific Standard Time. So needless to say, I need to tell my son today when he gets home, he doesn't have the pilot costume. Now he can opt in to use the other one. It is a little bit small. I don't think it's that small. He can take it off as soon as he get on the airplane after he go in the cockpit. So I'm gonna talk to him about that, and he may still do it, but I'll have him try it on. So that's on here, but he's not wearing it. So we're also typically under the pilot costumes. If you do anything like that, I learned my lesson because my son does sweat and the airplanes can get hot and kids just like to be under a blanket for no reason. So I always put him on like a little tank top, a regular white t-shirt or something. And then I will put him on some very, very light basketball shorts, because when he wants to take it off, I don't want him having his underclothes on. And then I have to take him all the way to the bathroom. Then you have to take off their shoes in that bathroom. No. And so I'm like, no, usually he wears his tennis shoes. We put his Crocs in his backpack. And then if he wants to take off his clothes, he can do it right there in the seat, because he's just unbuttoning his shirt and then taking off the pants and he has on shorts. So just tip and always just take a spare pair of clothes anyway. So outside of that, this is what his outfit game is looking like. So we packed him 9 short outfits, 10 pair of underclothes. That includes underclothes, some tanks, some socks, some, of course, pajamas for him because he sweats, and we are not going anywhere that has a washer and dryer, like if we go to Walt Disney World or a timeshare. So we really have to be clear about the amount of clothes we need for specific things, because we do not have the washer and dryer to wash in the middle of the week, which we would have typically done. So we have to pack a little bit heavier this trip. Also, we're gonna take him 2 hoodies. We take 2 just in case one gets dirty and things like that, but we don't take a full-blown jacket. It's gonna be hot. And 2 pair of sweats, because when we come back, we will come back at night. So we just, for the sake of it being cold on a plane, we just put him on some sweats. And then we also just have another pair of sweats just to have, just in case. And in terms of his toiletries, again, basic bath towel, face towel. We do take his hair cream. Everybody has their own hair care. So we do have his hair cream. I just realized that I did not get a small one. So hold on, let me text my husband and tell him to get the travel size Cantu curl cream for Avery. All right, let me actually look on Walmart. So what I sometimes do, because I know he has to stop, is if he's out, like I'm the one that typically buys stuff like that. And so y'all seeing something real in action right now. So I will send him a picture like I did with my mousse. And I'm going to say Cantu curling cream travel. Now we do have the big one. I just prefer to take the small one. I know they have it at Target, but I haven't shopped at Target since December. So yeah, so they have it on the app. Now typically what I would do is click in store based on my home location, and it got small. The list got really, really small. And so I don't know if they're going to have it, but I'm gonna tell them anyway if they have it. Don't get big size. Okay, so, all right, so my bad. So we have the hair cream, we have the little sponge thing for his hair, and then of course we got the little side brush for his, little fade on the side, because they just got their hair, losing my train of thought. They got their hair cut, and then the eldest actually got his hair twisted. Now in terms of electronics, you wanna make sure your kid is stacked and packed, okay? So for electronics and airplane supplies, of course you got his iPad, you got headphones, iPad charger, headphones charger if you need that, and usually we use the same charger for the iPad. Now we do have a backpack. I'm gonna do a whole video breaking down the backpacks that we bought from Amazon, but I will pop a picture up right here. His is blue. My husband and my eldest son got a black one, and I have a pink one. We decided to pack for logistical purposes, like being comfortable and not like, I'm just gonna wear the flyest backpack that I got. We've had backpacks. We got like the MCMs, the Spray Ground, the Mickey Mouse Gucci backpacks, all those things. But those are appropriate for when we're going to like the amusement park or somewhere else. For New York and DC, there's a lot of outside walking. So for myself, I always look at being comfortable, be cute, look nice, but it's going to be hot. And as a matter of fact, it's not on this list, but I think we need to take our neck fans. So I'm actually going to pack that. I'm gonna put that somewhere. So on with my son, back to the list. I did purchase him a foot extender, so I'll pop that up here. That is where the kids can like extend their legs. Now my son is pretty tall and he's 7, but when he lays down, he tends to lay on me. And if it's 3 in a row, he will be usually by the window. I will typically be in the middle, or my eldest son will be in the middle. I'll be on the edge. But if I'm in the middle, he usually will lay on me. And so, I don't like when his legs are like balled up all the way all the time, because then he wants to stretch. He feels cranky when he wakes up. And so I said, we're gonna try it. We don't know if it's gonna fit. We don't know if I'm gonna like it or he's gonna like it, but we're gonna try it. And if we don't like it, we can return it when we get back before we go on the other trip. But I did wanna get him the foot extender because our flight is 5 hours and the next flight we take is almost 6 hours, and they're both nonstop. So we also packed for him one of his favorite Disney blankets. He did ask me, because he really wants to get better at like reading and spelling, because he's about to go to second grade. So we told him he can bring one of the books that has like 5 different stories for Spidey and friends, and then his sight words from last year. We just want to make sure that he's able to continue to work on that during the summer break. And then we're also going to bring his water bottle, okay? All right, so the next category is meds. So again, in New York and DC, they have plenty of drugstores, but if I don't have to spend $15 to run down to the drugstore and buy the stuff and then have more when we come back home, I'd rather just take what we have. These don't come in travel size, most of them, but I'm still going to take them. So kids Tylenol, the kids bees, where it's like the cough, mucusy things, because you never know with the air conditioner, it's hot outside, you go back and forth, you can easily get sick. Of course, Band-Aids, Benadryl cream, because I already got bit. My son has a bite. Things just happen when we're outdoors. For 4th of July, we're gonna be probably somewhere outside, buy some grass. I tend to get bit up when we're outside. So we're gonna take the Benadryl cream. We're gonna take actual Benadryl for myself because I have other allergies. I did purchase the travel Tums, travel size Advil, travel size Tylenol. I did purchase a while ago some nasal strips, because when I get off a plane, it doesn't matter what the weather is, even if it's no pollen or anything like that, my nose trips out for the first 24 hours. And if it is springtime, it's worse. So I just learned how to pack the nasal strips. And if I'm, even on the plane, I may even just put it on my nose just so I can breathe properly when I get off the plane. And then of course, a thermometer. All right, so that wraps up our thorough travel list for my son and my husband. They're going to be taking mostly shorts, graphic tees. We do the basic white t-shirts as a backup. Both of them for the New York gear, and we're gonna do some pictures in Times Square. Everybody gonna take well, they're all 3, I'm not, but they're gonna take their Timberland boots. Our goal is to also do some fun pictures, and so if we can find somebody in Times Square that's pretty reasonable, because everybody's out there with their camera. Then my cousin did it before at night. I do want to do a photo shoot with the kids, and I think that would be fun to just get some fun pictures for content, but also for our wall. And so let me know if you've enjoyed me going through a thorough packing list for a family of 4 for summer, and just giving you some insight even to get categorically how you should pack for when you leave so that you don't miss out on anything. And I do like templates because you can reuse them over and over again. Remember, you don't have to use Notion. You can use your app, your notes app on your phone. You can use Google apps like reminders or list apps, or just put it in a notepad. But I like digital because you can use it over and over again. And so really hope you love this video. I am going to take you behind the scenes of now me actually packing. And so stay tuned so that you can see how we're going to use our 3 pieces of Bay's luggage. And my husband got a new suitcase for his birthday. And so, oh no, for Father's Day. So we got him the chocolate brown. Me and my son have the pop colors that were special edition, like the orange cream, and mine is called like berry pink or something like that. And I'm gonna link up the video that I posted a while ago where I was unboxing some of these finds for our trips this year, but also I'll link up a whole rundown of our Bay's collection. The only one that doesn't have a dedicated video is my husband, because we got his luggage piece literally 2 days ago from Nordstrom's. And so let's go ahead and start to pack it. All right, y'all, bye. Okay, so I'm gonna start opening up these bags. So here's my son stuff. So we got this from the Gap outlet. So some black shorts. We got some blue shorts. We got some off-white shorts, even though I think these were for Hawaii, the other location. And we got blue. And then we have blue Von Dutch from Fashion Nova. And got a hoodie that he will be wearing out there. So I'll probably take you this hoodie and that black fire hoodie. He got 14. Can you come look at the size? Is this too short? All right, so what we're learning from Fashion Nova, from even on Christmas when we bought stuff. Our eldest son, he can fit them, but he can't fit them in length. So these shorts look short.
Oh, take a look at this one.
So this is over. Sit in this back too. All right. So now I ordered me some. So I ordered me some jeans that I can actually wear outside of the trip before work. I'm noticing that all my jeans have holes in them. So I was trying to find something without holes. So I got me a pair of black jeans. So what I typically do until I try them on, I put them on top of the bag so that if I need to return them, I can return them. So let me try those on. I got a blue pair, same jeans. And then I got me some graphic tees. So these I do need to open up and look at, because like this shirt, wanna see my graphics? Now this mug look big. That's why it's a large, extra large. I'm gonna have to wear some. Look at this. Send in this bag. This look like a triple X. This is, wait, put it on. I can get that to my mama. I'm gonna keep it. It was like $8. Okay, well, you can try it on. That's how you used to dress the baggie. Alright, well, that's out. Okay. This is more like it.
Is that a Messi jersey?
Look at this one.
Wait, is that a Messi jersey?
Nope. Yeah, but I mean, this is,
wait,
look, that one looks smaller than that one.
I see it.
This is a queen shirt. So queen.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna keep this one. Let's see how it looks. Hold on. So.
My camera turned off.
I like them this big because I can wear biker shorts. Yep. Like this one? I'm wearing this one for the event. Get it? I'm a creator. Create. Look. Create. It says create, imagine, inspire, imagine, create, inspire. To produce through artistic or magnetic X, Y, and Z. Ain't that fire? I'm wearing this under my blazer so I can take my blazer off for the event. Be like, wow. You know? Next shirt. I think I did good. Alright. So next shirt. Oh yeah. This is the first day shirt. Ready? Cause I'm the GOAT at what I do, guys. Greatest of all time.
It says queen.
Ooh. Yeah. With my jeans. Popping. Tennis shoes. Alright. Next is, I'm gonna keep this in the bag. I'm playing with y'all.
Put it in here.
This is the 4th of July shirt, which is USA. Simple.
Is that mine?
No, it's mine.
This says my face.
4th of July. And then I got some pajamas. So I ain't gonna take these out. I got the pink short set right here. I got the brown short pajama set. And I've got, this is like a light blue. I don't know, what color? They soft though, like real soft. Look at this. So shorts and the button down top. So I'll be taking all of these with me. Okay, this is our pillow blanket. And this is our stuff for the other trip. But when we start packing for that one, I'll go over this stuff.
Yeah, for Hawaii.
But I forgot I got this. Alright, so I got some dresses here. So I'll use those for the second video. This concludes our first phase of packing. Alright, Avery wants to close us out. Come on in.
Everybody like and subscribe and comment down below if you like this video. Right? Peace, red family.